If your north node is in the sign of Scorpio or located in the 8th house of your natal chart, this reading is for you. I right away just want to point out there is a kind of intensity, and I don't really know the word that I'm looking for, but I guess blunt, or like, yeah, blunt is there's a bluntness in this energy. I pulled a few cards, and then Spirit had me just pull one to reveal together, so we'll take a look at that together. But there is Alethea, I believe is how you say it, and then the village and the fault line. So Alethea, I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna just double check, but I'm almost positive that it is about a vision and kind of like seeing something, kind of pulling the veil back. Let's see. Okay, yeah, truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak truth, we see truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. When in light, clarity, revelation, and disclosure. When in dark, distortions, gaslighting, and excuses. Huh. Okay. Well, this certainly has to do with truth being brought to a collective that you're connected to, that definitely sends a shockwave. I mean, quite literally with the fault line, this is a shockwave of sorts. I also have some charms for you. So we have the corgi. Oh, I should probably move my finger. Okay, a corgi. A palm tree. I don't know if you can see these, so like I want to hold it there for a second, but if you can see them and I'm just like holding it there for an extended period of time, looking dumb, forgive me. This is a plane. And there's two more. There's a flamingo, which also has to do with community. And then a stingray, which has been a theme in the collective for a while. This has to do with a backbone of sorts, kind of a chakra alignment. It's a very like spiritual card in that it came out in a collective reading recently, like the issue of the the backbone, and then I looked up the stingray kind of medicine, right? Spiritual medicine of the stingray. And it has to do with like structure, formation of the backbone, alignment, kind of a like creating a foundation. So whatever it is that you have kind of received, possibly upgrades or kind of coming to a conclusion is something that I'm hearing, or your ability to speak truth. This is going to send an impact through your community. We've got two gestures of community there. Now let's take a look at this card. Oh, the Mystic. Yeah. Yeah. So you're definitely dabbling in something that is unknown or unseen, and the divine downloads that you receive, whether or not you're aware of it, right? The downloads that you receive at this time, collective, is when you are able to alchemize it into speech, this impact is profound. Let's get into the cross. For self, we have the Ace of Wands. For what's crossing you, we have the 10 of Wands. This might have to do with your past. This might have to do with something that you are shedding, something that you're still releasing, kind of an old form that just doesn't fit, because I mean, you are raw energy, and what's crossing you is a cycle completion. Let's look at recent past. We have the moon. Near future, we have the 8 of Swords. Don't love that. So let's keep going. What's beneath you? The 6 of Pentacles. And above you, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, let's stop there for a second. So, well, yeah. All you want is to provide. But you're coming out of a time where, you know, you knew that things were not as they seemed, and you were able to alchemize it into something that you could grow from, like something that you can really take inspiration from. Like, you did the job, right? Like, you did the job in like reflecting on whatever it was that you were experiencing in this space where the moon is. But going forward, like, if you don't kind of shed these 10 wands that you're hanging on to, I do think that there's still some kind of release. There's still some blockages that, you know, we got to let go of here. So beneath you, I can see that like you're strong. I'm hearing your strongest pursuit. Like what you want to do, you know, is you just want things to be kind of like balanced in exchange. Like, you want to provide and you want to feel provided for. But you're still learning here. Let's get into internal factors. King of Cups. External, we've got death, hopes and fears, strength, and outcome. We have the Knight of Swords with the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So there's something around you that either has come to an end or really needs to come to an end. I do think that this has to do with your near future card. Something that you do not feel comfortable with, okay, but you've been really cool about, right, with the King of Cups. Like, you've been, and it's echoing this like 6 of Pentacles that's beneath you, bolstering you, is like this this understanding that like you have to have a level of maturity for certain situations or people or relationships in your life. You have to kind of show up in a way that is more advanced, is a word that I'm hearing. So that might be kind of how it's translating for you, or maybe it's literal. It's just whatever it is, you have to show up in a brighter light, right, is what Spirit is telling me, than some of the things that are coming and going on around you. And I genuinely feel that you are being overworked here in one way or another. Okay, let's get into some of the clarifier cards here. It's almost as if like what you're being asked to provide is not a balanced exchange. So you're trying to find a way to create balance in the exchange. And when I say like what you're being asked to provide, the reason that I'm saying that is because the 10 of Wands crossing you, and like with your, you know, with the strength card here, I feel like you don't want to be strong. Like, I feel like you're someone who kind of just wants a break, you know? You want to use that you want to use that Ace of Wands, right? You want the space to use that. Okay. So for you, I have the 8 of Cups. For what's crossing you, I have the Fool. You so badly want to release whatever this, you just want to close this cycle. Recent past, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Near future, we have the 3 of Wands. Okay. So there is, okay. Yeah, there is something going on. I feel this connection to your external. Let me keep going here. So beneath you, I have the 2 of Cups. Above you, I have Justice. Feelings about that. We're going to get some expansion on that. Internal factors, we have the 7 of Wands. External, 10 of Cups. Hopes and fears are the Tower. And then outcome is the 3 of Swords. At the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. Again. That's the Chariot on the anchor on both ends. Okay. This is a family issue, from what I can tell, because the base of you is the 2 of Cups. This feels very supportive. This feels very supportive. I think that whoever is around you, if you're in a relationship or if you are if you're in a relationship or you are like really close to someone, maybe I'm hearing for some of you, it might be a parent or a sister or a really good friend or just like a lover, like not someone that you're like, just someone that you're close with, right? That person really supports you in whatever's going on here. Okay. This does feel like a family issue. Now, in your recent past, or like something like that, a community issue, right? In your recent past, I have a situation where you were brought into something that like you had to contribute and it was not all that it was cracked up to be. Okay. The near future, whatever transpires here, you are ready to move past. You just want to move past it. You just want to shed this, right? And this is something that needs to be shed here with death and the 10 of cups. That's really what affirms that this is a family issue for me outside of just my own intuition. But you feel defensive because you've been so, I'm hearing Spirit is saying level-headed, because you've been so generous and like gracious. Like Spirit is giving me these words of like, you've been as gentle as you possibly could be. You've been as kind as you possibly could be. Now, hopes and fears, like obviously you don't want things to fall apart. You don't want things to fall apart, but I'll be real with you. Like with this outcome, I do feel that if you don't kind of like take care of yourself and really like, cause this 10 of wands and the Fool, there's something that you are ready to set down. And if you don't set it down, then this outcome is more likely to stick, right? Which this is not a super positive outcome. With the Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords, I see you kind of speaking out of term or being on the receiving end of someone speaking out of term, and then there's just kind of like a ruffling of the feathers, and there's just not like the happiest of outcomes, right? But at the bottom of the deck, the Chariot being there, it's like you're ready to roll. You're ready to roll because you're ready to set those 10 wands down. You are done. I'm hearing it's long overdue. Thank you, Spirit. Like this is like overdue, right? Folks have been beating the horse. The horse has been down. Okay. Horse has been down. We're done. And I'm thinking, back to the charms, and it's like you, with the stingray, like, yeah, like, and the palm tree too. It's like, you have grown a backbone. You've grown a backbone, you've done the work, and it's time for you to take some time away. It's time for you to get some rest. It's time for you to really relax. And I'm hearing like, when was the last time, or like, how well do you know that? Like what even is that, is like what Spirit is telling me. Okay, let's get some from Poesis here. For you, I have intuition, and for what's crossing you, I have child. Interesting. So this could be a literal child. This could be your inner child, or it could be someone in your life who's manifesting in a very childish way, right? And so there's this kind of burden of like, I gotta take care of this thing, right? And that's what's causing those 10 wands, right? That's what's causing you to want to take this leap with the Fool here, wanting to kind of, because, whatever this is, it's obviously, it's just getting in the way here. It's getting in the way. It's causing a blockage. Let's do recent past. We have support. Near future, we have play. Okay, cool. Yeah, so with the 8 of Swords, it is, this does feel like something that is short-lived. This does feel like something that will pass, right? We have some confirmations here with the 3 of Wands in particular. You really do just want to get past this. And with play here, I do see room opening up for you. At the bottom, we have express. Okay, so there's going to be an opportunity for you, and there already is an opportunity for you to communicate with the people around you. And like, this is what feeds you too, is what I'm hearing. Like you, if you're not already like talking and kind of processing things with people around you, whoever the second cup is, or like anyone who you trust, if you're not processing what's going on, this weight that you're holding on to with the people around you, this would be really, really helpful. Okay. At the top, we have explore here. Okay. So Page of Pentacles, Justice, and explore. This is really offering you with this situation. Normally I do not like Justice at the top right there. Like the Justice card I do find has different applications, but when it's at the top of the cross, I'm usually a little bit discerning about that energy, because I don't like that being at the top of our mind, because it could potentially be a motivator, but I'm not seeing that being the case for you. What I'm seeing for you is you want to have the time to explore and to grow and to expand and not be exhausted and fighting yourself the whole time. Like, this is kind of what this is feeling like. There's something that you want to break free from and like kind of have the chance to like stretch out. You haven't had that opportunity, right? So it's like, can we just move on from this? Can we level things out and balance things out so that I can get back to what I'm passionate about, or whatever it is, you know? Internal factors, we have mind. External factors, we have silence. Interesting. So if this is a family issue, this is something that like is really weighing on you too, that like, you know, again, this is something that you're ready to get past, you're ready to move on from. And spending too much time thinking about it, I think it might be impacting you a little bit more than you realize, right? Because it's a drain on your energy. It might be causing a bit of a blockage. Let's do hopes and fears. We have chaos, yes, right next to the tower. And then outcome, we have disillusion. At the bottom of the deck, we have joy, right next to our 2 chariots here. This, you know, disillusion is sometimes, I'm hearing often from spirit, disillusion is kind of a rough hit right away. But really what it is usually really good, right? I feel like collective, this might be something that you kind of have to experience. It might not feel good, but I don't really see anything here that you necessarily do wrong. To be honest, I feel like you've been done wrong. And I feel like with the situation, there's some situations we find ourselves in where like there's not really ever a positive outcome. It just kind of sucks. But when you get past it, there's freedom and there's release, and that's what I'm seeing for you here. So even though like we have this experience of like what feels like kind of quickly, there's a little bit of a heartache. There's still this, because I like this card because disillusion is like all of those pieces fit back together, you know, all of those pieces will come back together. And so you have a chance with this outcome here, and Chariot at the bottom of the deck twice with joy as well. Excuse me, you have a chance to really like put those pieces back exactly where you want them to go. And then I'm thinking about the charms that I pulled. I mean, seriously, like, you know, the palm trees, the flamingo, the plane, like you, not only have you grown a backbone, but you've grown on up and out of whatever this situation was, which to me feels like exactly what you wanted. You I don't think really needed to be in whatever put you in this mental state in the first place, right? Like in your past, I'm clearly having this image of like something that looked like support was not support. It was not. And maybe it felt supportive for a minute, but that quickly kind of faded, you know, or I'm hearing declined. So like maybe there was a kind of support, but then it just dwindled and became harmful, you know, and you had to grapple with that. Because I do feel that it was related to, I mean, I genuinely feel that this is related to like a long-standing community or the family, you know, like, and there's 1 or 2 people close to you that like they have been supportive to you the whole time, right? As best they could. Let's get some advice cards for you, collective. What kind of advice can we provide to this collective about their journey forward? Okay, so we have the Emperor. I really love that. I really love the Emperor for you. This is an opportunity for you to really utilize that backbone, that stingray energy, that like what you know doesn't really have to make sense right now. Like you just know that like things don't feel right. Things don't feel good. Things don't feel supportive. They haven't for a while, and you deserve support. And there are some things in your life that do feel supportive, and then there are other things that don't feel supportive. And so like, why don't we just kind of like really stand on what we know in that situation? You know what I mean? Like with the Emperor coming out as support for you, it's like you are empowered to be firm about what it is that you feel and know. We have the 9 of Wands here as well with the 5 of Wands. It is not worth it to engage in any kind of fight. I have the 10 of Pentacles coming out. I think next to death, I don't know if I said 10 of Pentacles, but it is the 10 of Cups. I have the 10 of Pentacles coming out here for your advice with the King of Cups at the bottom. So I do feel like this is like, because the Death and the Ten of Cups here, that's like one foundation that you have. And then over here with the Ten of Pentacles, especially with the King of Cups next to it, I feel like you have another source of found. So like maybe for some of you, like this is like your family versus your chosen family, or like the relationship that you're in, and then like your family that you were brought into this world, or like your community, or like the kind of the breaking apart of a community or a family. Like these are like different worlds that are existing, and like one is very much not supportive and the other one is like super supportive, right? Let's get a little bit more here. Ace of Cups with the Two of Swords. Okay. So the only reason this is so difficult is because you care a lot about anyone and everyone involved, right? Potentially. And so Spirit is really asking you and highlighting like what is worth your energy right now? Probably not conflict, right? Like I feel like collective, I just have the feeling that you have other stuff going on, you know, like there's something that you really care a lot about that you want to like pour that Ace of Cups into that's not conflict, right? So Spirit is asking you to kind of analyze what's worth it, right? Is it really worth it to expend any energy on arguing or kind of being in a high stress environment when you have more supportive environments available to you? Is it worth it to maybe like put in the time and energy to like regulate yourself so that you can work on your own expansion and your own kind of justice element here, and level the playing field for yourself, you know, give yourself that time that you need. I'm hearing you might need to get away, meaning like this plane and the palm tree and whatnot. Like it might be a good idea for you to just kind of take some time and like literally get out of the area that you're in. You could take the plane literally or not. But it's really just an indication of like, I think it's time for you to take a vacation of sorts. And you might be really resistant to that, but I think it might be a good idea. Okay. I want to send a lot of love to you. I don't think I introduced myself again. My name is Astrid. I'm a psychic oracle and mentor. Welcome to the Sacred Gray. I love you so much. Please let me know if you need anything. I've got more information in the description of this video if you want to reach out or anything like that. Just hang in there. You know, hard times don't last for long. And I do think that this is ultimately a very positive outcome, but it might be a bit of a challenge. And that is just life. And it's going to be okay. You know, ultimately, this is a very positive experience that you're having. It just comes with a little bit of prickles. But I think in the end, you'll experience a kind of expansion that you've been craving for some time. Okay, so hang in there. Take care.